College Gymnastics on ESPN. We welcome you to the Seacoast inside Lundholm Gym in Durham, New Hampshire. A crucial Eagle meet between North Carolina and New Hampshire. For the third time this season, these two squads meet. They do so in Durham today. New Hampshire a chance to capture the first ever Eagle regular season title. North Carolina has something to say about that after getting a win on Monday. We welcome you now on the floor. Brendan Glasheen with Justine Turner, class of 2009 at UNH. And we have Allie Carr, class of 2012. It's great to be with you both and great with you all. Justine, we'll start with you. A chance for both teams here to boost their qualifying scores for the NCAA, so it's crucial.
Absolutely. Both of these teams have the opportunity to be in the top 32 come March, and so they're really just trying to get those scores up there for these last couple of meets.
And Allie, you understand this as well. You both were captains here at New Hampshire, so fine-tuning, really being crisp, no falls on those routines is a major key today.
Correct. Like Justine said, getting those scores up, it's about the details. So stuck landings, hitting those handstands, and really showing off the routines is crucial.
The Tar Heels have 7 seniors led by Kaza Hislap. The senior has been stellar, Justine, on the floor and also the vault leading the way, and she was awfully good on Monday against New Hampshire.
Absolutely. She's been phenomenal all season. She is the reigning Eagle champion on vault, beam, and floor, and she's currently ranked first on vault and second on floor, so she'll be exciting to watch here today.
And Allie, you were excited to talk about the abilities of Riley Freeling. The senior has been a leadoff specialist for this team in each routine. What makes her so special?
She's just wonderful to watch. She shows it off, she's captivating, and she starts off those lineups, which is a hard spot. It's very overwhelming, and she does a great job.
All right, we are set to go. We'll have starting lineups as well as first rotation here at Lundholm Gym. College Gymnastics on ESPN. We're through 3 rotations at Lundholm Gym. UNC is clinging to a lead over UNH. The Tar Heels now shift to the beam. Brendan Glasheen with Coach Derek Galvin of UNC. You just talked to me a moment ago about energy. How does your team now bring it to the beam?
Well, we've got to bring it with us because it's an away meet. There's not a whole lot of Tar Heels up in New Hampshire, but the team's done a really good job on the first 3 events of keeping the focus on what we're doing, bringing our energy into the competition, and we want to do that again on Dallas Meet.
On the beam specifically, what are you expecting now from your group in terms of little things that have to go well?
Well, we've got to execute well. We've got to keep our focus on what we're doing, one skill at a time, not get ahead of ourselves. The team has been training well on beam, and we really expect them to do well today.
Okay, Derek, thanks very much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Lindsay Bruck-Ayotte standing by. I'll grab her right now. Coach Ayotte, come on in. So we just talked to Derek, so now we're through 3 rotations. Now you head to the floor. What's got to go right here?
I hope a lot is going to go right here. We're strong on floor. We love to go out and perform, and especially being home. So we just have to go in and do what we've been training and show the audience a good time.
Yeah, it feels like your girls are fired up. They've brought the energy level today. So how do you also bring a level of focus as well as that energy in these final routines?
We try to do it in practice. And if we can do it in practice, then we just bring it to the meet. We practice like we compete, and we compete like we practice. Best
of luck. Thank you very much. So we hear from both coaches, and we're set for the 4th and final rotation on both sides. Again, UNC is heading to the beam, and UNH on the floor. Welcome back to Lundholm Gym in Durham, New Hampshire, the Seacoast in the Granite State. We have ESPN Gymnastics onto the 3rd rotation. North Carolina taking on UNH, 3rd meeting of the season. We have a look at the floor lineup for the Tar Heels. They're coming off a 49.125 score last time out against the Wildcats. That was on Monday. Coach Galvin excited about his competitive attitude from last time out. And look, his group has really had to improve on the bars. Elsewhere, it feels as if, Allie, they've been solid in other departments, including the floor.
Correct, yeah, so far, at least today, they nailed vault. Bars, it was a very good start. Right in the middle, they got that 985, which was huge. And pretty good 9.7, mid 9.7s. It's good for bars. It's good. And then when they went to vault, they just hit that out of the park with those high 9.85s and that 9.9.
And you mentioned their high score on floor last week. Their floor lineup is actually ranked 22nd in the nation right now. So they have a phenomenal floor lineup, and they're definitely putting the pressure on the Wildcats at home.
Now, the meet before Monday, which was over the weekend, UNC posted their highest score on the floor, to your point, Justine, of 49.325.
Which is amazing. That is averaging like a 9.85, I believe, on every counting routine, which is just, it's amazing. It's really, really good. And that it speaks volumes of their, you know, they have that senior leadership on floor. They have 3 of their seniors in the floor lineup, ranked 2nd, ranked 4th, and then the other one starts them off. So it's definitely the leadership role there that they, I'm sure, love to see.
I got to ask you about the question, because it sounded like when we interviewed Lindsay a minute ago, she's not very aware of the score. Now, I'm sure they're popping their heads up at the scoreboard every once in a while. When you're competing, middle of a meet, you're locked into your routines and you're just dialed in. Are you even looking at the score, which you can see on our screen to the bottom left?
I mean, honestly, the team scores as you go, it doesn't really make sense to me. You focus on your routine, and it's whether you hit or not. And it's all about those details. And you obviously look at your own score as it comes out. But besides that, you're just focusing on your teammates and whether we're hitting or not.
So this is Riley Freeling leading off on the beam for UNH.
Yeah, and this is one of those events. Riley competes all 4, but she is the leadoff spot on beam and floor for them. She has been the leadoff for, I believe, all 4 years since she's been at UNH for them on beam. And it just goes to show how much they really believe in her as a leadoff to get them started off on the right foot. And this hasn't been one of her best routines that I've seen. She's definitely showing nerves a little bit wobbly up there. Just small balance checks on each of her skills.
9.85 is the personal best for Freeling on the balance beam.
And a stick there, so she finishes super strong. But you can tell she was not super pleased with that. You see that flight series here, she does take that small deduction of a bobble.
Again, North Carolina through 2 routines has a small lead on UNH. If the Wildcats win this meet today, they'll capture the first ever Eagle regular season championship, which has been installed in 2020. So for North Carolina, again, they're starting on the floor here in routine 3. Jamie Antonori, the senior from Park City, Utah. Her season high is 9.8.
Nice solid first pass, front tuck through to double back. Nice chest up on the landing is what they're looking for.
She's a major in biology, and in her spare time, when she's not working on her routines, she plays the violin and the cello. Now, based on the music I'm hearing right now for this routine, I don't hear much of a violin or a cello.
Not much. Most gymnastics, especially college music, is more upbeat and entertaining.
What goes into picking a song for your routine? Like, are you constantly shuffling through Spotify and
Absolutely.
SoundCloud? I mean,
they didn't have
a lot
Spotify.
of iTunes money under the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it was more iTunes. But a lot of YouTube listening and cutting music together. Yeah.
Jamie's finishing up with a double pike there. Lands a little straight-legged, didn't absorb the landing, so slightly out of control. But a super solid start there. So again, that double pike. You see how she just kind of bounces back at the end there? And so the judges are really looking for you to land those with your chest up and really show control. So no bouncing. You need to almost like gingerly place your foot back in order to show a controlled landing. But in the overall routine there, she had many, I mean, minor deductions, nothing major there.
So it's Kylie Gorgani's turn on the beam. Can you guys help me understand what goes into this rotation? I'm reading from the scouting report from Lindsay Ayotte. So there's a full turn, then a backhand spring, a side aerial, a straddle jump, Take me through what's going on here.
So she just did the back handspring layout step out. That's when you do 2 flips backwards. The second one had no hands, which is very difficult. Right now, she's doing her side aerial, which is the one you just said. So it's like a cartwheel with no hands.
You know, there are certain requirements that every routine needs to have, and one of those requirements is a flight series, one is a jump series or a leap series, and the gymnast can kind of play to their strengths on what they put into their routine.
Finishing up with her dismount, front layout full. Again, that's that blind landing we were talking about on vault earlier. You don't really see it coming, so you have to be prepared, and she did very well on it. This is a fun mount. You don't see many shoulder grabs like this on the beam. Most people just kind of jump up, so it's fun.
That nice stuck dismount.
Justine, what was your go-to floor song?
I started off my freshman year with like rock, more, you know, like Guns N' Roses and stuff. And then by my senior year, I ended up with anything rap that had a good beat. So it varied throughout my career.
So up now on the floor for North Carolina, it is Lily Dean, first appearance for her today. She is a local product as well in terms of University of New Hampshire. She's from North Andover, competing for UNC. She was born in Livingston, New Jersey. Her father, Kevin, is the assistant coach, one of the assistant coaches for the Boston Bruins. Kevin Dean.
She has a great start so far. 1.5 front pike.
I don't think her dad could make it. The Bruins are West Coast. They're in Western Canada this weekend.
Finishes with a double tuck.
Yes, and Kevin Dean played hockey here at the University of New Hampshire, friends with Mike Souza, current head coach of the Wildcats. And again, Lily Dean competes on the floor for North Carolina. All worlds collide here at Lundholm Gym. And
I'm sure if he were here, he would be extremely proud of that routine that Lily just did.
That was nice.
She did a great job.
The beauty of ESPN Plus is you can get a subscription and then watch the archive. So up next on the beam for UNH, again trailing by just a tad to North Carolina here in the third routine. Next up is Alyssa Worthington, a freshman who's had a very nice season.
Alyssa, she's one of those beauties to watch, especially on beam. She's very graceful. Her lines flow. You'll see. It's very nice.
She's third in Eagle in floor, check that in beam, fourth in Eagle in beam average with a 9.796 average score. She has 3 wins on the balance beam this season.
She has a unique flight series combination here, that combination that she has to do. A lot of times you don't see anything other than a back handspring layout step out, and she does a side aerial back handspring. Shows off her flexibility there.
Very confident. You could just look at her face. You can tell she knows what she's doing. Another side aerial, full dismount, nice stuck landing. That's going to score very well.